Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Hey, Church Nelly, what's going on? Gwendolyn Daniels, Marcia Delvies, Lady Trillion, Sonia Johnson, and who else? Judy Mutasit, and let me see here. BZ23, Arlene, Joyce Vos, Elaine Parker, No BD? Yes, No BD. And Patricia Smith, Susie Q, Dolores Williams. Hi, B. Martrim. Thank you so much for being here, Nubian Queen. All right, very good. So, I was digging and searching and digging and searching because, as you know, there was a whole bunch of photos of hair. Well, some of you guys don't know, so that's why I was working on it. Hey, Joan Garcia. But yeah, there's a bunch of photos that I found. Some the squatties found, others I had to kind of scour social media, but people were posting. You know, when it's an event that big, there's got to be a lot of stuff that we'll never see because it's on their individual accounts. And where I could, I made sure that I did not include the name of the account because you know how the derangers are. It's that little extra step of privacy that we all have to consider. Lola Love, hi. B10 Pal, Brenda Gray, Rohini, thank you so much. Let me see. Not a lot, but just a little. Just a little. Not as much as the past couple days. And given the hour, I probably will only be on here for about an hour. Um, oh, the rain is making me all kind of ways today. I'm feeling that little arthritis in my back, like somebody just took a stick and just kept beating my back with it. Oh, it just my body aches. Arthur's after me. Arthritis. Although I don't think there's anything right about Arthur. It should be Arthurrongus. Because there's something wrong when you feel arthritis. Hey, Sherry Ware. Okay. All right, very good. Let's get on with it. So, welcome to the Department of Defense Warrior Games Challenge. Army, Marine, Navy, Air Force, Space Force, and what is strategic? No, what is SOCOM? What is SOCOM? I never heard of that. And I had no idea. Someone told me that Space Force was a real thing, and I didn't believe it. And yet I see it right there, so it must be true. And okay, it is what it is. And you know, back in the old days of aviation, Southern California, um, that was like the Silicon Valley of aircraft. There was a great deal. I mean, Howard Hughes and some other people. They and of course during the Second World War, there was a lot of the military industrial complex in that area. So, or at least in California. Bonjour, bonsoir, Charlotte. Let me see here. Veronica Quick, howdy. All right, so take a look. I do believe that this is a new photo of Harry, and boy, does he look good. He looks very, very casual yet smart. He looks good. So I believe this is Harry emerging from the vehicle at the event. You know, sometimes you can confuse this photo with that photo, but I'm pretty sure that this is from the Warrior Games, and I think he looks very, very good. extremely good. Rested, and as you can see, that near grin of anticipation because he knows that he's going to be amongst his comrades, his other soldiers and veterans and such. So always a good occasion for Prince Harry. And then if you take a look here, this is what I first noticed today. I saw these pictures floating around, and I want you guys to notice that everyone in the crowd is standing. This is not a standing only crowd, but when Prince Harry was introduced, they all jumped up on their feet. All of the armed forces present, they jumped up on their feet. So that was very, very cool. Um, and then after the introduction, as you can see, they are seated again. And Harry gave a speech. Now, I could not find an entire speech. So, what I was up to is I was trying to find everything I could, and I tried to string it into a cohesive, like, message for you. But we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, so as a matter of fact, why don't I do that now? And I might do it again later. If we get a bunch of people later, I might do it again. But given the hour, I'm not expecting so many people tonight. But okay, so I did what I could to try to make it a complete thing. And here you go. Oh, Lord, I think I did that wrong. Let me try that again. Oh, all right.
Invictus Games Foundation. Please welcome Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex.
Thank you. Thank you for the service you've given to your country, for the service you've given to each other, and for your continued service to your communities and all those who you interact with every single day. Tonight, and in the weeks to come, as you reflect on your experience, remember not only the sport, but also the community that you fostered. Take that with you, along with your collective courage, your determination, and your strength. As I've said before, once served, always serving, whether in uniform or not, whether in a busy shopping mall or in a forest in Alaska. It's in our blood, and don't ever forget the value of you. 10 years since my first Warrior Games, which means I'm getting old. Not as old as you, yes. And yet, just in one day, meeting new faces and catching up with old faces and seeing the smiles of healing, my spirit is renewed. So, thank you, every single one of you.
Waved at me. That was the wave for me. Oh my God.
No sound for this part. So, yeah, there was no sound. But I found every little bit I could and strung it together to try to make a complete video. And I think, yeah, that was the end of it. So, okay, so let me get back over here. So that is what I could find today. But worry not, because I found some more photos. So, all right, welcome those that just joined us. Hey, Coffee Bar, Lottie, Black Queen, Emerald Derek. So, just to review, I just showed a little short video. This is Harry arriving at the event. This was the introduction to his speech, and of course, the speech. Now, here's a little collage of photos that someone put together in the Sussex squad. None of these are from that. Well, actually, I think the one at the very top on the left is from the event. And I think what they were trying to do was to show you, of course, the Duchess of Sussex before Harry was at the USO. And then fast forward to today, and there's Prince Harry holding the USO flag. So very cool. I got that. And of course, both of them at the United Nations. Thank you so much, Elaine Parker, for the super sticker, and happy Tuesday to you. And then take a look here. You can see a collection of the soldiers together with Prince Harry. Prince Harry was, I'm telling you, he was walking around that place like he was running for governor, very popular with everybody. And then I can't help but think that this is some type of power meeting that they were having, or a planning meeting. There he is, the founder of the Invictus Games, with what appears to be people that are in charge of, or of the Warrior Games. I think that's what they call it, Warrior Games, right? Yeah, so I found that. And then take a look here. This is from yesterday. This is Harry hanging out with General Charles Brown, a 4-star general. And of course, very soon he will be the next chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. So there you go. He will be the next chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And then this is a new one. Didn't have this yesterday. Take a look at there. What is Harry up to? Nothing, just hanging around with a 4-star general. That's all. He's just walking around and talking to a 4-star general. He does that stuff all the time. So nothing to look at, folks. And if somebody inbox this to a deranger or something like that, I won't be mad. I'm just saying Harry's hanging around with a 4-star general at the Warrior Games. So that's it. I don't have anything else to add to it. And this lovely young lady was eating her lunch and greeted by Prince Harry. And this is like a different one from yesterday, but all of a sudden, social media was just flooded overnight with all of these photos. So for the benefit of you guys who have not been able to, well, I know a lot of you all don't use Instagram or Twitter, but that's okay. I'm here. And of course, the 4-legged soldiers, Harry had to greet. I think that is a girl dog, maybe. But yeah, so very cool. Hey, Claire Kane, honored that you're here. I don't doubt that someone must have been seething with rage in a palace far away, incandescent, seething, frothing at the mouth. And don't know who the guy with the beard is either. But that is one from today that I found. But of course, these would have been, and this is what I can't figure out. I'm trying to sort this out. So Harry's wearing this black sweater or jumper, if you will, from yesterday, this V-neck, right? This button-up shirt, whatever, from yesterday. But when did he give the speech? Because you also see him with the blazer and the white shirt. So, are these from just today? Or is it possible that Harry had gone for the past 2 days and nobody leaked it to the press? I wonder about that. Nobody leaked it to the press. That I am trying to work out. So if you take a look here, look at there, look at there. I mean, it's like a visiting head of state. He is pumping the flesh, and everybody's excited to meet him, as evident by that young lady in the video. Let me see if I can find her, the one that he waved to, and she was like swooning. He waved to me. He waved to me. Oh, here it is right here. Let me, okay, okay, okay. Let me do this.
Waved at me. That was a wave for me. Oh my God.
He waved at me. He waved at me. That was a wave for me. Oh my God. One more time. One more time. Another standing ovation.
He waved at me. That was a wave for me. Oh my God.
All right, calm down, girl. Yes, he waved at you. That's where it ends. And then check this out. Let me see. The final day of competition for Warrior Game 2023 was extra special with a visit from Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. Prince Harry spent time with athletes and their families and watched the sitting volleyball finals as the 2023 Warrior Games came to a close. Okay, so it seems as though the white shirt and the blazer, maybe he just changed. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe he spent part of his time with the black top on, and then later he changed. What's that Claire says? I'm surprised that Harry wasn't caught on camera holding a baby. Harry was out there charming the people like Obama on the campaign run. I told you, this may be the next governor, the next governor of California, Governor Prince Harry. What would you even call him? Oh man, I mean, of course, I'm just saying. I'm sure that'll never happen. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger was born in Austria, and he became governor of California, the what is it, the fourth or fifth largest economy in the world? Oh no. I mean, I I don't even dare go there, but wouldn't it really upset the apple cart if Harry was the governor of California? Now, I don't recall if California's economy is bigger than that of the United Kingdom, but if it is, and he was elected, there goes that laugh from yesterday. Oh, oh man, I'm telling you, somebody would blow their fuse for real if that happened. So I love this photo because even the dog is posing. Look at the dog, like, you got it? You got it? Okay. All right, y'all, that's a wrap. And then here's a little close up. Look at the way he's grinning. He is having the time of his life. And thank goodness for that, because after everything he went through with the court case, oh, all right, Black Queen, Governor Mountbatten-Windsor. Ladies and gentlemen, Governor Mountbatten-Windsor. I love it. What? Oh, you guys are not getting into this fantasy too, are you, Joanne Baker? California's economy is the fourth largest economy in the world. There you go. And if he were governor of that economy, oh my goodness. And, you know, as they say, as California goes, so goes the nation. Do you know that the fuel standards the emission standards that we have for our automobiles, that is something that was dictated by the world's fourth largest economy. Um, that is the economic engine of the West Coast. So I'm just saying it would be very upsetting to quite a few people if there was ever a Governor Mountbatten-Windsor. And I'm not saying that I'm messy and that I'm just waiting around to see something like that, but I am kind of waiting. I'm sure he's got other things on his mind. And then here's a couple of other snaps from yesterday. You can see Harry and General Brown there, and General Brown's family. And I love that Harry. Look at how he is about competition. He's all into it. I mean, this is not just somebody there to chat with everybody around him. He is there for the competition. He is there to support his fellow soldiers. And then this, okay. Um, so I'm trying to get this sorted out. I'm not thinking that both of these are from this visit. I think the one on the right is from um, the Warrior Games, and maybe the one on the left is from Invictus. Or could it be possible that this was the same? Okay, the same games. I'm not sure, but it was posted today. And anyway, I think it's adorable that he's. But I'm trying to figure out exactly what their reactions are when all of a sudden um, Queen Elizabeth's grandson, Princess Diana's son, is giving you a big kiss on the top of your head. That has got to be one of those life affirming moments that you just never expect without. That you never expect to happen. But either way, I'm here for it. And I love that Harry is just living his best life like that. So um does he think that there's like healing properties or what? But yeah, that's fun. And that he's so comfortable to do something like that is so different from the rest of that family that yeah, he deserves all the love and respect that he gets because he is truly his own person. So different from the rest of them. And then, of course, still pumping the flesh. There he is walking through, and someone's kind of like, oh. I mean, this is I love this moment for the fact that, in spite of everything, the whole gaslighting that they have been trying to pull, the hate campaign from the people over in Narnia, the tabloid media people, and a few other people on the social media, still Harry's popularity has not waned at all. As a matter of fact, it wasn't it the military community that they were targeting to create this hostile environment for him in the United States, or any place else for that matter. He was trying, I'm sorry, not he, but they were trying to destroy that which is so important to him, and that is his military brothers and sisters. And as you can see, it has had absolutely no effect. Everything is, as a matter of fact, you guys, for those, I see that the numbers have just about doubled. So I am going to show that video that I showed earlier. Now, warning, I had to piece this together because I couldn't find a whole video anyplace. So I strung them along, tried to put everything in the proper order. I'm sure there's a huge part of the speech that's missing, but I just want you to see the standing ovation that Prince Harry received, and especially all the love that Prince Harry received.
Invictus Games Foundation. Please welcome Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex.
Thank you for the service you've given to your country, for the service you've given to each other, and for your continued service to your communities and all those who you interact with every single day. Tonight, and in the weeks to come, as you reflect on your experience, remember not only the sport, but also the community that you fostered. Take that with you, along with your collective courage, your determination, and your strength. As I've said before, once served, always serving, whether in uniform or not, whether in a busy shopping mall or in a forest in Alaska. It's in our blood. And don't ever forget the value of you. 10 years since my first Warrior Games, which means I'm getting old. Not as old as you, yes. And yet, in just one day, meeting new faces and catching up with old faces and seeing the smiles of healing, my spirit is renewed. So, thank you, every single one of you.
That's the first of it. That's the first of it.
He waved at me. That was the wave for me. Oh my God.
And again, there's no sound for this portion, but I don't know why it didn't have sound, but it didn't have any sound. So, oh, Patty Askew, thank you. Thank you so much for that. And so continuing right here, he's reaching over to pump the flesh. And there is a nice side shot of him giving his speech. As you can see, the black top he has on the left, and then he has the white shirt and the blazer on the right. So again, I'm not sure if this is from the same visit or were these days apart. But if this was a day apart, I have to say it again, I am extremely impressed that there were no leaks at the Warrior game, just like there are never, and I do mean never, any leaks in Montecito. There are no leaks. So if that is the case, I'm impressed. So I don't know. I don't even know how I would figure that out, but I'm here for it. I think the event was like 3 days long. And then here he is just chatting up with everybody around him. So very cool. And now this guy right here, BJ Comedy, 2 veterans, 1 something, it says there. I could easily have a funny caption here, but the story behind the photo is far more important to tell. So what's the connection? As I have progressed in my artistic career, one thing that I have always loved and grown to appreciate more is when someone uses their platform, art, station, or talent to help others. Prince Harry is exactly what I'm talking about. I have experienced firsthand what military, what is that? Military? Oh gosh, I hate when they hashtag these. Adaptive sports? Yes, military adaptive sports can do for myself and other warriors. And while I set that track as an athlete to the side to serve a more fitting role teaching applied improv, hype crew, and team media correspondence, I see the benefits every day in this program. This is how I can use my talent to serve in a better way my fellow wounded warriors who have been through so much already. Okay, and then I think it continues here. So what's the connection? Oh, okay, no, it doesn't. Whoever did the screenshot, they split it in two. The Duke of Sussex. Okay. So what's the connection with the Duke of Sussex and the Warrior Games? The Duke of Sussex saw firsthand how the power of sports can help physically, psychologically, and socially those suffering from injuries and illness. He was inspired by his visit, and the Invictus Games were born. And then hashtag H. He is using his platform to help. This is what it's all about. Yesterday, after watching the sitting volleyball gold medal match, he called me over by name after getting my name, having seen me motivate the stands for Team Air Force, and we spoke for a bit. Naturally, we talked about my love theater and improv, and that I worked about 6 months at a theater in Blackpool, England. Very cool. So I'm loving that face. I love when Harry pulls these faces like that. Um, I could imagine it was a very cool conversation, but yeah. So this is like another one that I just kind of randomly found with everything online. So that's that. And then here, uh, so what is it? Priya Reporter had such an amazing night with the incredible humans and athletes of the something warrior. What is that? Do Dodd Warriors games? Okay. Thank you for sharing your stories of courage and resiliency with me, and for allowing me to share this night with you on your recovery journey. I am inspired and in awe of your service and sacrifice to our country. Thank you, Prince Harry, and everyone else who came to support our wounded warriors. Well, yeah, but wasn't there like a four-star general there? I mean, I'm glad she singled out Prince Harry by name like that, but I'm sure there was some. I'm just playing. Ain't nobody else more important in that room than Harry. We already know that. So, but yeah, and that's cool the way his name just kind of jumps out, and everyone else. Love it. She gets a bell for that. And everyone else. Prince Harry and everyone else. Harry is the moment. So this, I'm going to actually do a video for this. This will be another one of my short videos. Psychology Today. Many survivors of families that engage in dysfunctional dynamics can resonate with the patterns described in Prince Harry's Spare. Here's how explains, what is that, KT Gillis? psychologytoday.com. So this is something that I found on the social media. Pardon me. Why do the dysfunctional family dynamics in Prince Harry's Spare resonate with people? Because just about everybody's family got a little something odd going on, I would think. What's that? Carlene Beckford says Megan is using some castor oil on Prince Harry's hair, especially the bald spot. Baby, that hair is looking luscious. No doubt. No doubt. Not sulfur 8, just a little castor oil. Remember sulfur 8? I forgot what we used to nickname sulfur 8, but it was something we nicked Glover's Main, right? There was Glover's Main and sulfur 8. Weren't they kind of the same thing, or were they very different? But I remember those from my childhood. Glover's Main and sulfur 8. I am showing my age. All right. So many people resonate with the family dynamics in Spare, especially favoritism. Here are 5 things that emerge in dysfunctional families. If a family member speaks out, others often question their account. Recollections may vary. Recollections may vary, right? The family is given the benefit of the doubt, right? Never, the person who seems to get the short end of the stick, but everybody else in the family gets the benefit of the doubt. The one who speaks out is thought to be dishonoring the family. Well, I mean, let's face it, in some cultures, actually, I'm pretty sure in just about every culture, you know how they say when someone dishonors the family, and then next thing you know, you're at the gates of heaven because one of your own family members has decided that you have offended or dishonored the family. And then, of course, the black sheep is often the scapegoat and blamed for the family's problems. And lastly, number 5, dysfunctional family dynamics do not discriminate among socioeconomic status. Well, like I just said, when it comes to that honor stuff, I'm trying not to use that word, but the honor stuff that they speak of, where, if let's say a woman marries a partner or even dates a partner outside of that culture or something like that, we all know the tragedies that have occurred because of that. So, but yeah, so I'm going to do a video on that. One of my short videos. I'll probably do that tonight, actually, and look for that tomorrow because there's an article that goes with this. So, very interesting too. Now, and this is right here. That's the Katie Gillis. Prince Harry's Spare opens discussion on family trauma. The memoir echoes these 5 common themes of unhealthy family dynamics, which I just listed before, recognizing patterns and providing support in the aftermath of domestic violence and family trauma. Media or public speaking requests. Oh, so she is a public speaker. Dysfunctional family dynamics do not discriminate among socioeconomic status. The feeling of being less important than other family members is something many can relate to. And then it says the one who speaks out about dysfunction is usually met with resistance from outsiders and extended family. Yeah, isn't that a trip when someone gaslights you about your own experience, especially when you are speaking out about something that is happening within your family, and you get the, oh well, they've always been, and I just can't believe that. It's amazing how people will downplay things that have happened to you. And especially, you know who your friends are when your friends downplays your emotions, when your so-called friends decide that the topic is too heavy for you, or for them rather. And of course, all they want to do is gaslight you so you can go back to talking about something they want to talk about. I'm sure you've all experienced that before. And that, to me, that is the ultimate betrayal, is when I have to listen to everything that bothers you, and the minute I got something to say, then all I get is gaslighting, denial, and a change of subject. Anyway, so like I said, I will make a video for that, and look for that tomorrow. And here's some good news report. Uh, Tyler Perry finalizes deal to buy BET Media Group, including VH1 for undisclosed sum. So Tyler Perry could soon be announced as the new owner of BET, according to a new report from Streamer. The mogul has worked out a deal to buy BET, Black Entertainment. What is he? Black Entertainment? Something. What is the T for? Anyway, media group from parent company Paramount Global for an undisclosed sum. So, just so you know, if I'm correct, BET was owned. Was the guy's name? What was the guy's name that was the founder of BET? He noticed that on cable television that there wasn't any programming that was primarily for African Americans, and so he started BET, and then it was bought out by the white folks, and now it is going to be under controlling interests of an African American again. So, oh, Black Entertainment Television. Thank you so much. Um, oh, okay. Thank you too, Lola. Thanks, S, and everyone else. Uh, yeah. So there you go. They bought it out, and now it will, be controlled once again by African Americans. So good thing. Now, I am kind of nervous about this because when Oprah started the OWN network, she was viciously, and I do mean viciously, attacked by other networks. But it was a very subtle thing. And in other words, it was kind of like she received a lot of pushback. And I think they even conspired a bit against her because they didn't like the idea that Oprah was starting her own network. She said it was one of the hardest things that had ever happened. And as the story goes, she was having a conversation with Stedman about how there wasn't enough positive programming. And well, anyway, one of the things that saved Oprah, or should I say, one of the people that saved Oprah, was Tyler Perry. So even though I'm nervous for Tyler Perry because I'm just afraid that there's going to be some pushback that is kind of rooted in racism, of course, because after all, this is a Black man trying to establish himself in television. And but I'm telling you, what's going to happen is the ratings for BET are going to go through the roof. And I hope he doesn't get, like I said, the treatment for it. But the ratings are going to go through the roof because Black television is not just for Black people. There's a lot of people of all races that loves Tyler Perry movies. And even though there was so much criticism about his movies, and I get what the criticism was, he didn't make movies like everyone else. His movies are kind of like Royal Sussex. 1 minute is a laugh a minute, and then other times it's very serious and very heartfelt. I mean, we laugh, we cry. It's Royal Sussex. And it seems to be like an odd transition between one to the other. Well, so of course I get Tyler Perry, and I'm not sure he would get me, but I get Tyler Perry. So that was something that happened in the beginning. But anyway, much luck to him. So you guys keep Tyler in your prayers because after all, that is Lilibet Diana's godfather, and so he's in the family way, and we want him to do well. So. And he's no dum. Tyler Perry is very shrewd and very deliberate with the things that he does. So I have no doubt it will be a great success. But again, there's some very powerful interests, especially if he establishes a news, you know, component to the network and is not going in that right-wing direction like CNN. Definitely they're gonna try to make trouble, but that's okay because he is Lilibet Diana's godfather, and amongst other things, we got his back, so we ain't gonna let nothing happen. And then, of course, there's this bum. Uh, I don't have any documents. They tried to say anyway. So I'm gonna just put it like Rachel Maddow put it. It's a good thing that justice has been served or is being served, But the bad thing is now we're a country that has put or is likely to put a president in prison. And we've never been that country before. We've never, you know, convicted a head of state for the United States of America. So I think it's well deserved because the streets are lined with the corpses, figuratively speaking, of people that have been swindled by this carny hustler. And so I love the one on the left side. They've even gave him some man boobs. So yeah, there have been a lot of people that have been damaged because of him and his family. And so, if anybody deserves to be in that position, all I can say is it's about time. Also, it is a bit telling the fact that he doesn't have a lawyer. I mean, he doesn't have like a big name lawyer. He doesn't have someone with a reputation like you know, Sherborne. He doesn't have that, and nobody is willing to take up the cause. And for a former president of the United States to not have a vigorous legal representation, then that speaks volumes for his character. So, what could I say? Oh yeah, and by the way, Hillary Clinton was nice enough to stop by and bring him some reading material. So if you guys are afraid that Hannibal Trump may get bored in the Crossbar Hotel and the Concrete Hilton, don't worry. Hillary has a briefcase full of reading material that she, you know, cut, paste, and printed for him. So that'll give him something to pass his time. And didn't I just say this the other day that every time something happened, there's always somebody's uncle out there selling T-shirts. Didn't I just say that? Now, whose uncle is that selling these T-shirts? Somebody's uncle. Somebody's uncle is out there selling these T-shirts, and I need that to stop because this is kind of feeds into every stereotype that I can think of where they say free so and so even if the person ain't locked up. And there we go, somebody's uncle out there selling T-shirts again. Oh man, see if they got a 3X for me. I see if they got a 3X. What's up? Beverly McCaskill says, Baron, he had his lawyers walk out on him. Saw something yesterday that said two of them left a few months ago. Wow. Yeah, I heard that he didn't have any, but I didn't realize that they walked out on him, that he was stuck with Rudy and that crazy lady. Oh, man. Well, you know, I have to say, I'm glad that justice is being served. I just think it's unfortunate for everybody because um, there are just certain things that we took for granted in the United States, and so many of those institutions was dismantled one after the other. And with Donald Trump, cruelty seemed to be the point. The only point to his madness was cruelty. Pedo, hey Pedo, thank you so much for being here. But yeah, it seemed like cruelness was the only point to the things that he did. I heard one time that if he had taken his inheritance and put it into a good financial fund, that he would be just as rich as he pretends to be. But for him, it was always the art of the deal. It was always the hustle. It was always take the opportunity to see if you could make a fool out of people and destroy people. That seemed to be where he got his kicks. So good riddance. So this is not the real mugshot. but it should be. Soon, just give it time. But this is the first time that there has ever been anything like this with the federal government and a former president of the United States. This is a first. So, um, yeah, and the reality show continues. And of course, this is Cold War Steve. If life was fair, this is how things would probably end up. You would have those three awful leaders, Bojo, Trump, and Putin. You'd have the three of them, on the other side of the glass. And of course, we can't leave out the vice president. I could imagine, I could just hear her laughing in my mind. I could just hear her laughing as she escorts him out. And of course, life has never been better for Joe Biden. Inflation has fallen by more than half since last summer. More jobs created than any other president in history. And of course, that was because somebody else lost more jobs than anybody since the Great Depression. So the man who got more votes than anybody else to have ever occupied the White House, Uncle Joe, is living his best life. Now, this is the little thing I wanted to ask you guys about. William and Sophie, rare night out. Duchess of Edinburgh beams as she joins Prince William for a documentary screening at Battersea Power Station. Where's his wife? Where is his wife? Oh, Petal, did you? Let me see. I'll show you. I don't know if you saw Hillary's tweet, but it is a hoot. This was yesterday, or was it day before yesterday? I think it was day before yesterday, but it is a hoot. Hillary decided not to. Oh, there it is. There it is. This was Hillary's response on June the 9th. She just tweeted, but her emails. But her emails. Yeah. But what about her emails? Aren't anybody going to ask about those emails? They don't seem so important all of a sudden, do they? So, yeah, that's what about those emails. So, as we have been saying, there seems to be a bit of distancing, that is, from the Prince and Princess of Wales. And it almost looks like a date night. Now, I'm sure that there's nothing odd going on or anything, unusual going on. It's just a movie screening. But I'm not even thinking about her. I'm just saying, where is his wife? They have been doing these things separate from one another. I think since the coronation. Lex says, can they increase their what is that vocabulary? It's always been. I know it, right? It's always beams. I'm trying to think. There's at least a couple of other words. Somebody's beaming. Oh yeah, someone. What is that? Stylish. Chic. And what gets me is they have used those terms on the wrong people most of the time. But yeah. So, and thank you so much for that, Legs. But I just, like I said yesterday, I think that Royal Lodge is for either one of the Cambridges, allegedly, and that they would. And do you guys remember when they had a reception or a dinner at Buckingham Palace and the media did not know that Kate was not coming. And then, of course, I think it was Roy Anika, one of them said, oh, she probably had some childcare issues, as though they don't have a grade two listed property full of servants, including the what do you call it, the nannies and such. There's no such thing as and then the other one. Let us not forget they're not going on any more long tours. I thought I thought for sure that we were kind of jumping the gun by saying that there's something seriously wrong with the two of them. But all of the projection at the Sussexes and their relationship seems to be bearing out in somebody else's household under somebody else's roof and not Harry and Meghan's. They're no monsters. Charles is the monster. Don't get me started with my girl again. But yeah, very interesting. Governor Newsom dragged Sean Hannity across the floor on his own show with Joe Biden's success. Coffee bar, I saw that. And Sean Hannity had no other choice but to try to cut him off and overtalk because Governor Newsom was prepared on every talking point, every subject, every topic. He was more than prepared. Sean Hannity was in over his oddly shaped head, and Governor Newsom just wasn't having it. So, yeah, I was here for it. Let me see. Oh, that's for someone else. And let me see. Can he be put in prison? Because I heard Congress says he cannot be jailed because Secret Service cannot protect him. Oh no, that's that's rubbish. They can jail him if it comes to that. There's no such thing as he can't be put in jail. No one is above the law. In theory, nobody is above the law. So I don't think there's no such thing as they can't lock him up. They certainly can. I would assume that it would mean either house arrest or he would likely go to one of those like low security federal prisons. But that is such a long ways away. It's not even worth speculating. But he could spend the rest of his life incarcerated in some form or fashion. But I don't think there's any such thing as they can't or they won't. And interesting story is that the attorney general, oh gosh, what is his name? The attorney general, he was the one that Barack Obama wanted to appoint to this, or the one he nominated for the Supreme Court. And of course, they rejected him. What is his name? Grayland, something like that. And so they're going to probably try to sell people on this idea that he is angry because he didn't get put on the Supreme Court, and that he was already a federal judge. And before Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, every time his name was brought up as a potential justice, both Democrats and Republicans were in favor of him. But when Mitch McConnell decided to play politics with it, then they blocked him from the Supreme Court. And so obviously with him being, rejected like that, it was just made sense that he be made attorney general. So I think it's a good choice. Other than that, Merrick Garland, that's his name, he would have remained a federal judge. And just so you guys know, and some of you guys know this already, if you're a federal judge, you have already gone through an extensive background check and you have been vetted every which way possible. But because of the theater of Congress, that is why they have these things that look like the trials of Nuremberg, but it's totally theater and it's party politics, and that's all it is. And with Merrick Garland, because of Mitch McConnell trying to wait until they could get a Republican in there, a Republican puppet, that is why Merrick Garland is not on the Supreme Court now. And so that has come back to bite Trump in the behind. And Trump had nothing to do with it. He wasn't president yet. That was Mitch McConnell. But he gave them the three justices that they wanted. So they always have a list of Supreme Court justices, just a matter of when is there a seat available. So that is my civics lesson for today. I told you guys I'm not just a pretty face. I am not just a pretty face. Let me see here. Let me get back over here. So you said, I'm surprised at Sophie's lips and eyes because Megan was criticized for using what they called, what is that? Bold lipstick and dark eyeshadow. Well, that was before she went out with the Prince of Wales, the new billionaire prince. No, I don't know. But yeah, I think it's pretty telling. And then here is a shot of them inside of the movie premiere. And of course, they had to reach out and touch somebody black and make sure all the cameras see that. Yes, they had to make sure that they sat next to black people. Now, I don't know what this movie is or why they're in fatigues, but I'm sure it's relevant to the film some kind of way. And finally, is this finally? Yes, we're going to end with the Gumby Gate. So I think it was Legs yesterday that had mentioned that there was a blue Gumby. Well, I could not wait until I could find the blue Gumby. And also the Mirror newspaper, rag tabloid, they said that there was some type of controversy because when Camilla arrived at this meeting with Judi Dench and all the rest of those people, that there seemed to be a very awkward exchange as to whether they should curtsy or not curtsy, and she just kind of leaned in and gave them a kiss. And there was that situation when Megan was at that event and the lady was trying to curtsy and Megan wasn't really into it. And so it looked a little awkward. Well, with Camilla, that happened 4 times at the same greeting. So it was like nobody knew what to do. So the lady in blue didn't curtsy at all until after a handshake, peck on the cheek, and then the curtsy. So yeah, it was all very weird. And anyway, that's the blue Gumby. If you guys were interested in seeing it, hey, PS Speaks Royally. We're almost done. I hope you didn't just get here. And so I combed through but anyway, I'm glad you're here though. I combed through the social, through the Google to find some other examples of blue jumpsuits. And as you can see, there's Elvis jumpsuit. There is the, what do you call it? The blue collar laborer jumpsuit. And of course, there's the Popeye jumpsuit, Crackerjack jumpsuit, and blue Gumby. So there you go, you guys. Let me see. Around the stable at night, her imposter syndrome. Apparently, either that or maybe she's getting a little soft in the head or something. I don't think she's well. She's well enough to be devious as per usual, but whether or not she actually is, altogether there is kind of hard to say because she's had a rough life or she has done some rough things to her person. So, who knows? Maybe she's waiting for them to fix I-95. Okay, thank you so much, Elaine Parker and Legs, for your super chat, super sticker. And also, thank you, Sheila Clemens McKay, for 8 months membership. Greatly appreciated. Oh, and let me see what else. Oh, I was looking at Anne earlier, and I saw the thing with Denise. So if you guys didn't see it, make sure you go to Duchess of Success. She had a great exchange that happened on Loose Women with Denise Welsh and someone else. And did you guys know that Denise Welsh's son is or was dating Taylor Swift? Are you guys aware of that? I only just found that out yesterday. So that was interesting. But yeah, so that's something you guys can do is check that out. It was very, very interesting. And yeah, and Anne was I they were saying that Denise was on fire. I thought Anne was on fire today. So yes, please do check it out. Oh, happy birthday, Sheila. Oh, Sheila, happy birthday. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Oh, well, let's do a little dance on our way out today. And thank you so much, everybody. Sorry for the late hour. I was with my aunt today. Please don't forget to hit the like button. And let me see. Yeah, I guess that was it. So let's do us. Hello, Ivy here. And I will see you guys tomorrow.
Hello, Ivy here.
Hello, Ivy. Today is Lilibet Diana Mountbatten-Windsor's birthday. Meet me at the Royal Sussex party. Church Nellie's gonna be there.
All right, Ivy out.
You know what? I have not come down from my high yet. As you know, I. So, for those of you that just showed up, I am going to show that video for a third time of Harry getting all loved up at the Warrior Games. It is kind of a hodgepodge of videos, everything that I could find. Oh yes, the queens, absolutely, the queens. Where are our queens? I had that ready actually, and then I moved it. All right, very important that we always remember our queens. Doria and Diana, the moms extraordinaire, très magnifique, as we say in France, très magnifique. And as for the video from earlier, I am going to do that one for you for your consideration. And again, happy birthday, Sheila Clemens McKay. And here we go.
Invictus Games Foundation. Please welcome Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex.
Thank you for the service you've given to your country, for the service you've given to each other, and for your continued service to your communities and all those who you interact with every single day. Tonight, and in the weeks to come, as you reflect on your experience, remember not only the sport, but also the community that you fostered. Take that with you, along with your collective courage, your determination, and your strength. As I've said before, once served, always serving, whether in uniform or not, whether in a busy shopping mall or in a forest in Alaska. And don't ever forget the value of you. 10 years since my first Warrior Games, which means I'm getting old. Not as old as you, yes. And yet, just in one day, meeting new faces and catching up with old faces and seeing the smiles of healing, my spirit is renewed. So, thank you, every single one of you.
That's the first Olympic. That's the first Olympic.
You waved at me. That was the way for me. Oh my God.
Again, there's no sound for this portion, but just an exchange with himself and another soldier. But yeah, that is what I managed to put together from what I found yesterday. And I will leave it right here at this amazing looking photo of Harry. He just looks fresh. He looks healthy. He looks loved, at peace, all of those things. And that is just the way it's going to stay. Also, one more thing, the titles. Who was I looking at earlier about those titles? I put it in the community tab. Oh my goodness, this thing with the titles. What a trigger. There are some people that have been saying that they should give up their titles. I'm not for that. I'm for whatever they're for. And if they're not for it, I'm not for it. So, Misty Blue put it in perspective in a way that just made so much sense. So, make sure you guys check it out if you can. Very, very cool. But yeah, so I feel the same way. I'm very disappointed with Navarre Media for the way that they spoke so callously about Harry's birthright. Did not like that at all. But yeah, shame on them. I don't want Harry to give up another thing that he doesn't feel that I just don't want him to do that. Keep your titles. It's your birthright. It is something that was given to him by his grandmother. And if there was, and this is one thing, we don't know if Harry picked out the title Duke of Sussex himself based on the history of the Duke of Sussex. So here's Misty Blue's, what do you call it? Misty Blue's link. I just put it there. We don't know. We just don't know. And so if Harry selected that for himself, and if that gift from his grandmother is important to him, why should he have to give that up? That is who he is. And it doesn't mean that they would ever leave him alone or Meghan alone because he has given up that title. So I say don't do it. Don't do it. Keep your title. Oh, thank you, Lydia. I'm going to pin that to the top of the chat. So if you guys want to hear what Misty Blue said. It was very, very on point. So check it out. And I am going to go and rest my voice. It has been raining all day, so I think that's why I sound the way I do is the rain. I mean, it's just nasty outside. Just sticky. And as much as I love sticky, not like this. This is the wrong kind of sticky. So, thank you very much, everyone, and I will see you all tomorrow. And I am going to cue the Ginger Avenger again. Make sure you check it out. Um, yes. What were they thinking? And I love Ash, but I realized now that the other guy was kind of snarky before, and I just didn't want to believe it. But they just seem like they have gone rogue where Harry and Meghan are concerned. And there's so many people over on that island that deserves to have that very sharp, pointed verbiage directed toward them. So I'm just not going to accept that where the Sussexes are concerned. I'm not taking it. So I have unsubscribed. I have unsubscribed. So I'm done with that. That was like, and anyway, you got to hear what Misty Blue said, and it will really make you think about it because he was like, did they? And I was just like, huh. Well, now you got me thinking. You got me thinking. Did they? So you got to watch it. Otherwise, you'll never know what did they. You won't know what that means. Sorry to tease you like that, but you got to go over to Misty Blue. And while you're there, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. All right? All right. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Thank you so much, moderators, for keeping this such a safe space. And and for God's Child, if you are watching, I already have you as a preferred whatever. I forget the word for it, but anyway, you should be able to. So you're already there. So I think because you accidentally unsubscribed, that's why you haven't been able to comment. So give it a week, or at this point, maybe 3 or 4 days, and you should be able to join the chat again. So that's it. I did check it out though. Okay, so with that, let us cue the Ginger Avenger. And somebody please make it stop raining. Good night, Rohini. Rohini, she seemed to be so pro Sussex before, but and you all had told me, and I didn't see it myself. And then when I went to see it, I'm like, my God. I mean, I was over at my dad's house, and I was going through, and I looked at his computer, and there was the Royal Sussex and the Sussex Squad, and my God, well, that's how I was when that's how I was when I looked at Navarra. I was like, well, I'm just here to see what they said, and to watch Ash and Michael, and my God. So there was the titles and the taking it away. Yeah, I felt just like Thomas Markle Jr. I felt just like him going through his dad's house, whatever that means, whatever that euphemistic term going through means. I felt the same way. I was like, my God. Let me see here. Oh, God's Child, looking forward to it. Love you loads. Love you all. Thank you so much, God's Child. Yeah, I tried to fix it, but it was already there. So if it doesn't work out, we'll have to try it again. But I didn't change anything because I saw it there. So, but I tell you what, I will take another look when I get done just to be sure, and then we'll see. But and thank you for the super sticker, super chat, and thank you for the persistence. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. I really do appreciate that. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna go through, and my God, what a drama, mama! What a drama, mama! I was over at my dad's house and I was going through, and my God, I saw the Sussex squad and the Royal Sussex. And I tell you what, you know who that is? It's Meghan Markle. And boy, 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 Dan Wooten had to hurry up and straighten that out before the lawyers got involved. Oh, man. Yeah, Dan Woo Woo had to straighten that out. Okay, so I'm going to go arrest my voice. And I will see you all tomorrow. Love you guys. And I'm going to cue the Ginger Avenger. I was at my dad's house and I was going through and I looked over on the computer and
Thomas, I wanted to ask you about these vile individuals who refer to themselves as Sussex Squad.
I come to my dad's house and start going through it, and I look on YouTube, and my God, I see the Sussex Squad and the Royal Sussex page on YouTube and the things they post, and that's where I found that disgusting video making fun of my father just because he's going to Jubilee. I mean, and if you look on the Royal Sussex page on YouTube, you're going to see exactly whose it is. It's definitely Meghan Markle. And it's not her personally. She's definitely paying somebody to do it.
if I had to say anything remotely polite about that heretic William, he did pursue a lawsuit when they decided to put those little flapjacks of see, I was trying to be serious. He did pursue a lawsuit when that French magazine decided to put them little mosquito bites on the cover of they. I gotta stop. Y'all know what I meant to say. But when they put them little flapjacks on and I'm trying to remember, was that Big Mama who said in a couple of frozen peas? When they put them anyway, when they put that on their magazine, he did sue them. So, at least he did stand up for his wife back then. Now he kind of gets away from her as fast as he can and ignore her if they're in a group of people. But back in those days, he really stood up for her. Okay, good night, y'all. Oh, man. If I keep it up, I'm going to be just like those French magazines. Oh, man. All right. I'm done. Okay. Oh, okay. That's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to how do I end this? There it is right there. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.